Let's all imagine a magical land where we can decide how it's managed. From banking, health, education, social polity, and security to relationships with belief systems. Our team gathered and discussed what this hypothetical country should have. For the purpose of this video, we'll call this imaginary country Wonderland. Before we start, you should know that our system is based on a relatively high tax rate of approximately 60% on average, but it's worth every penny. Let's break it down.
Wonderland is a federal republic, in which the voting age is 21 years old. With this idea that voters will be mature enough and well-informed to elect their representatives. Wonderland government should be composed by one president and one Congress, with 300 representatives from all parts and regions of the country, following the liberal tradition of a government of the people, by the people, and for the people, in a state that actually provides security and prosperity for not only the Wonderlanders, but also as a brave force for global peace and governance. So, Wonderland aspires to be a social democracy. Now, should we work? Yes, the economy has to be running with some sort of cash influx. The limit of work hours will be 8 per day, or additional 4 if you work on overtime, in which the limit will be 12. The minimum mandatory vacation days will be 30, with a limit of 15 consecutive days per break. This will avoid people to burn out, replacing the synonym of success from irrational accumulation of wealth to sharing time and experience, feature that also will increase overall productivity. This is the Wonderland mantra. Economy works for the people, not the other way around. Following this principle, the country is a mixed economy, in which the government will seek the fair distribution of wealth by using funds from taxes to promote social objectives, articulated with policies like fiscal stimulus, public-private partnerships, and subsidies as a way to avoid economic inequality and reducing social barriers.
Let's talk about education. It will be free and mandatory up until high school. The public aspect of education will allow a standardized system and all teachers will be periodically assessed. Graduate and postgraduate education will be optional, but students that take it on will be offered subsidies for living costs such as dorm, food, and materials.
Our ideal country will be very strict about beliefs and religious institutions. Said everyone is free to choose whatever belief they desire. Our main policy revolves around the use of institutions as a mean and not an end. They are not the business. Having a utility or profit won't be allowed using the money for humanitarian causes or special projects for the institutions depending.
Healthcare will be provided to everyone by the government. There will be some special cases, but we will discuss them later on. Special importance will be given to birth control, and our education agenda will guarantee that sexual education is taught since young ages. Vaccines will be mandatory. If you don't accept, you won't be provided with healthcare. It may seem harsh, but it is necessary. Abortion is legal. We live in the 21st century. If by now you're still against same-sex marriage, well, deal with it. It will be allowed. Man, woman, man, woman, woman. Adoption between any type of marriage won't only be permitted, but encouraged. There are a lot of extra people in the world. So, what could we do to reduce or at least maintain population? One child per parent will be allowed. Let's look at this example. 2 parents can have any number of kids they want. 1 child, okay. Another, okay. 3 or more are allowed, but a kid per parent surplus will result in a tax increase. This will help with climate change and overall sustainable development of Wonderland.
The federal police will be in charge of the national security. The officials will have a long and well-designed training since they are 18 years old. Additionally, the different states will come with their own local police departments under the coordination of the federal police. The idea of our country is to have a police that inspires respect and trust to the people. Police officers will be trained, prepared, and well-educated. They will have a good salary, scholarships, and attractive labor benefits. All of the previous actions or measurements are based on avoiding corruption. In other security matters, our country will have a solid army in order to defend our territory and its boundaries. We are not a warlike country, but we have to guarantee the security to our citizens. Our penitentiary system doesn't count with life imprisonment or death penalty. We will have different kinds of prisons according to the sex and danger of the prisoners. Once the prisoners are sentenced, their process of rehabilitation will begin, with psychological treatment, different social activities, and sports.
In Wonderland, we're very concerned about climate change. Our country will be focused in the investigation and principally in the usage of renewable energies, such as hydraulic, wind, hybrid, and solar energy. In 2050, the 70% of the consumed energy will be obtained from renewable energies, arriving to a point where it's negligible.
All these rights are included in the Constitution of Wonderland. This constitution is a fundamental principle that rules the nation, and most important, useful to prevent the rise of tyranny and injustice. What if all of this could be done? It may seem impossible, but the only tool that we need are ourselves. We need to be the voice of change. We create Wonderland. We understand that this may seem too good to be true and that you have a lot of questions, so please take a look at our Constitution draft and let us know what